Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5. Starting at number 5. AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. The Ryzen 5 5600X has lost some of its shine since the Core i5 12400 released. Intel's chip just pips it in gaming performance and is available for a fair bit less money. That said, the reason we still feel the Ryzen 5 5600X worth mentioning is that, while it's a great chip in its own right, it's also a lot cheaper if you're upgrading from another older AM4 compatible processor. Say you have a B450 motherboard in your PC today with a previous generation AMD Ryzen chip. You could make a simple swap for the Ryzen 5 5600X if you wanted to. That could save you a lot of cash on a compatible motherboard, which you'd definitely need to drop if you picked up an Intel 12th Gen chip. There's also very little between any of the Ryzen 5000 chips in games, which means you'll hit the same frame rates with this chip as you will the more expensive Ryzen 9 5900X. The Ryzen 5 5600X also bucks the Ryzen 5000 family's trend by shipping with a Wraith stealth cooler, so you don't have to drop extra money on a third-party chiller. You don't need to, but if you do, you'll hit higher clocks for longer and also open up the wonderful world of overclocking, which could make it worthwhile. This is a decent little overclocker, and while it won't affect gaming much, it'll help in other areas nicely. Coming at number 4. AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. AMD's Zen architecture has improved with each generation, but the fact that AMD managed to knock out a 19% IPC improvement with Zen 3 is nothing short of staggering. The key takeaway for us as gamers is that this improvement means AMD pushed Intel to improve. And improve it did with Alder Lake. Whatever resolution you are gaming at, this processor can handle it and keep your graphics card of choice fed with many juicy frames. The fact that this is a 12-core, 24-thread monster means that it can cope with anything else you throw at it as well. So if you have dreams of 3D rendering, video editing, or any other serious tasks, you'll know that you have the raw grunt to handle it. That it won't hold you back when gaming makes it even sweeter. Can deliver elite 100+ FPS performance in the world's most popular games. Cooler not included, high-performance cooler recommended. Max temperature 90 degrees Celsius. 4. 8 GHz max boost, unlocked for overclocking, 70 MB of cache, DDR3200 support. For the advanced socket AM4 platform, can support PCIe 4.0 on X570 and B550 motherboards. At number 3. Intel Core i5-12400. The Core i5-12400 is nearing on legendary status in the Alder Lake lineup. And that's because of its unprecedented ability to overclock where it shouldn't. The lack of a K at the end of the Core i5 12400's name should denote its lack of overclocking prowess. But somewhere in the silicon it has the ability for BCLK overclocking. With a motherboard capable of taking advantage of the Core i5 12400's overclocking ability, we managed to push this little chip that could to 5.2 GHz rather happily. If you're not looking to overclock in the slightest, however, don't fret. The Core i5-12400 was already impressive without its secret ability. And with cooler included at this price tag, it's one hell of a great deal. Intel registered Core registered i5 250 GHz processor offers hyperthreading architecture that delivers high performance for demanding applications, with improved onboard graphics and turbo boost. The processor features socket LGA 1700 socket for installation on the PCB. Its 18 MB of L3 cache is good enough to carry routine data and process them in a flash, giving you fast and smooth performance. Built-in Intel UHD Graphics 730 controller for improved graphics and visual quality. Supports up to 4 monitors. Number 2 of my list. Intel Core i9-12900K. That the Core i5-12600K takes the top spot is hard to argue with. Awesome performance at a good price will do that, but Intel's top chip hitting the second spot may be a little more surprising. The reasoning here is that the vast majority of gamers should get the Core i5, leaving this second spot covering those that need even more performance. If you're building a high-end PC not just for high-end, 4K gaming, but for more serious pursuits like 3D rendering and video editing, then this is the chip for you. It's a powerhouse, no question about it, but one that really needs a system built around it to make it shine. You'll need a beefy PSU to get that absolute best from it, and a serious cooler wouldn't hurt either. The problem is, you only get a few more frames per second over our top recommendation, and you have to pay royally for the privilege. And even when you're buying an enthusiast-class CPU, you still need to have an eye on overall value for money. This desktop processor family features an innovative architecture designed for intelligent performance, AI, immersive display, and graphics, plus enhanced tuning and expandability to put gamers and PC enthusiasts fully in control of real-world experiences. And number 1. Intel Core i5-12600K. Intel's 12th Gen Alder Lake processors are a vital return to form for Intel. Its underlying hybrid design was seen as a gamble when it was first announced, with its combo of performance and efficient cores not obviously bringing much to the desktop experience. It's a gamble that has unquestionably paid off though. And the gaming performance offered by Intel's latest CPUs is nothing short of incredible. The Core i5-12600K is the standout processor for gamers because it not only offers great gaming performance across the board, but it does so at a price point that isn't going to reduce you to tears. As this is a new platform, you will need to pick up a new motherboard and probably new memory while you're at it. Alder Lake supports DDR5 as well as DDR4. That means the initial outlay may be a bit more than you planned, but the performance is worth it. And it isn't a power-draining beast either, so you won't need an outlandish cooler to get the most from it. Throw in future-looking support for PCIe 5.0 and we have a new gaming CPU king. Long live the king. Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.